Let me see. Dan, can you hear?
Yes, I can.
You can? All right. I don't have my volume up. All right. As long as you can hear, that's
I can.
important.
Yeah, I can hear everything.
You can hear everybody? Okay. You can hear everybody. Yep.
I can see you can pick it up here. Right? Everybody get the phone on the side. Make sure everybody's on the side. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Planning and Zoning Commission. This is our regular meeting scheduled for Tuesday, June 15, 2021 at 7:30 p.m. for meeting here in the main meeting room. And also have an online component as well too for folks in the audience, or folks on the online room. So let's kick this off with the pledge of allegiance. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. All right, we'll move over to the roll call. So, Joshua Dexter, Brett, Dave Sark, Brett, Stephen Perry,
Dan Wall.
Dan Wall said his name.
Dan Wall's online. Member Sherry.
Jessica Pennell.
And we haven't heard from Jesse, so Josh, for now, Jesse is away. He's away. Oh, he's away. Okay, moving on through tonight's agenda. So public hearings, recent public hearings, we have none. New public hearings, we have none. Future public hearings, we have none. Regular meeting business, amendments to the agenda. You have 1 minute, go ahead, Mr. Secretary.
I move to amend the agenda corresponding to received by 6:15 via email regarding Alcyon Bill Farm for correspondence.
We have a second. Second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Audience of citizens. This is your opportunity to speak to anything that's not currently listed on tonight's agenda. That extends to anybody who's listening online as possible. Going one more time, so anybody in the audience who would like to bring up anything tonight that's not listed on tonight's agenda. Hearing none?
Did you want to say something?
We're on the.
Oh, you're on.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, we were amended. Amended agenda, right? Yeah.
Okay. That's why I went that way. Okay, so correspondence, Secretary.
Okay, I have a extensive letter. Correspondence from Marcus Wilkinson. It's extensive, arrows and what have you. So I'm not going to read it entirely. Packets and copy will be in the office to the public. And we will read over this.
Okay.
Okay. This is addressed to First Selectman George Temple, Chairman Salvo, CEO, and Carey. I grew up in Oxford. My wife and I moved back to Oxford in 2019. We have no plans to leave. We love it here for many reasons. We chose Oxford, knowing we wanted a quieter area near the front of Jackson's Cove. Our friends and family, hustle area. For this reason, I'm sharing the concern that is impacting my family. We live near a place we recently found out about and connect the dots from experiences over the previous 3 summers at a place called Elkhorn Farm, 81 Newgate Road, that is hosting weddings. On Saturday, June 12, 2021, the Music Event Center at 81 Newgate Road was constant 4 p.m. to 10:20. Music was loud and clearly audible from in our home. We could sing along and also heard speeches broadcast over a PA system. After reading and seeing posts on Facebook, Oxford Community page about the same music we were hearing, I decided to fly my drone above my home, see if I could observe this from my vantage point. After that, finding internet search, the events and scale of operation at my farm. From our finding, past experience, some of the drone built the source of music. Periodically hear the events in previous summers, however, the scope may have been limited due to COVID. The source of the noise is not an occasional backyard barbecue, typical and expected in a residential area, but in fact a large-scale, tented, designated car parking area, fire pits, kids' bouncy house, water pond, event center in the middle of a residential zone area behind the horse farm. I know after reading the ordinance of the town and other online information that this is a full-scale event center designed for large-scale events. Alabama Farm being listed itself on Facebook, concert venue, among other things. There are many pictures and reviews of events in recent months and reviews of the event center. According to the wedding website, there was another event scheduled Saturday 19th. We appreciate your attention to this concern and have full confidence that appropriate steps will be taken. Quiet and beautiful. And this is all
right, since the commission got this, sort of talk. And then there are many things we can discuss. Moving on, old business matters upon which a public hearing is held, none. Old business, other matters, none. New business, scheduled public hearing. Moving on to new business, we have an application in front of us for Z21-092, 220-2C Main Street, Corridor. Owner Oxford Town Center LLC, 220-2 Main Street Corridor. Applicant is First Healthcare Corporation, 129 Patricia Lindenau Drive, 111, for a use permit, tenant fit out and selling.
Both of us.
Would you care to step forward?
Sure. Jen Renee for Hunter Healthcare Project Manager.
Or emailed you about this.
Address. So my address, business address, of the new location or like
So then we're going to use.
for the
It's
new,
actually her. Okay. Actually, her.
my personal address.
Sure.
Oh, it's 30 Randall Drive, Avon, Connecticut.
Thank you very much. Sorry.
I got lots of addresses.
Now we know. So.
So we leased about 3,900 square feet on the second floor of the medical office building before you walk, which you all know. It's primarily Griffin Health getting occupied most of the building. I think third floor is still empty. They're still looking for a tenant up there. So we just have one little suite. We're gonna put it out for a cardiology practice with about 6 examiners and a stress echo test room. Pretty small little suite, but probably 2 doctors and
Pretty straightforward.
it's pretty straightforward.
Any questions?
What's a stress echo?
So if you're going in for Sometimes cardiology patients, they take you in, they hook you up to an EKG or a monitor, make you run on a treadmill and monitor your heartbeat and stuff like that. So we have a room, which is different than an exam room, where it has actually a treadmill and an echo machine, monitors your, all your different heart rates.
Sorry, how many exam rooms?
6 plus the treadmill room.
No operating rooms?
No, nothing like that. No, nothing like, you don't even have any beds. Not even, there's not even a medication room here there. Don't administer any medications. Nothing like that.
This is keeping in the tenor of the building. Same type of.
Yeah, so we'll be inside our little 3,900 square feet, so we'll have our own finishes and things like that that are, to Hartford Healthcare. But the rest of the building, so the front door, the corridors, everything leading up to it is all landlord standards, which matches the rest of the building. They even provide a door for us, so that it matches the rest of the doors in the corridor.
You do nuclear stress test?
No, we don't do nuclear stress tests here. No, we have some other sites, but not here. That have nuclear cameras, but not here. Milford, we go to Milford. Oh, have you?
No external signage?
We do. We have 2 external signs planned. I think one on the back of the building, right under Griffin Health, and one on the side of the building, right under Griffin Health. Yeah, they're actually in your package.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're in your meeting minutes and then in the, we sent out the agenda. And they're all for the landlord's designation, like they designate where we will have the signage and the signage. And obviously we couldn't go bigger than Griffin Health because they're the primary healthcare tenant. Yeah, so there's two signs. Same location as the other one.
Is anybody else regarding the application? Hearing no other further questions, I would have to take a motion to approve the application.
I move to approve application C-21-092, following conditions. One, applicant or signs must comply with orders of state planning. Application. 2, compliance with state. 3, compliance with the Oxford zoning. Date. 4, Article 3, Section 119.1. The applicant shall be responsible for any outside reasons for approval that meets the Oxford zoning regulations.
Second. Any other discussion?
You're not the applicant, right?
Yes, I'm actually the one that signs some of those letters.
But you're, it's owned by the.
Yes. I'm the owner's rep or the president manager, however you want to say it.
Okay. All those in favor of motion as made by Pat? Aye. All those opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Excuse me, Dave. I just want to, Dan, did you say aye?
I did.
No, he said aye.
Oh,
He voted. I thought I heard it. Say something.
Yes, I did.
thanks again. We're all good. You're all good. Thank you very much for your time, everyone.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you all. Okay, so moving on to new business, we're going to go over the zoning enforcement and have the one item that we have. Farm. And what I wanted to, just to kind of do I first heard about it late last night when I received email from Mr. Wilkerson that read this director. I had a conversation with the CEO this morning about, what was the current status of their investigation, et cetera, and Steve's initial assessment when we're meeting. So basically, the initial assessment for running permits that had been already on there. So I told him the best case until we do the best of it. At this time, which was served a little bit over today. And moving quickly to get this added to the agenda so that way we can have a conversation and discuss it a little bit here. Steve invited lawsuits are very here, have some questions to be able to ask them at all. And if anybody else is wondering, I actually wanted to take this approach to modify the agenda and do it this way because it wasn't on the agenda and spoke to us, the other citizens. It would have only 5 minutes to speak. We're not supposed to have a discussion back. But better to mandate to take them on to have a discussion. So, well, and that's my background. Sure.
You have.
Yes, the email.
Yeah, yes, this whole.
And he has a hard time hearing, he's got hearing aids, so the echo is messing him up a little bit. So,
Three chairs. If I could, this is a point of order. This is an anticipation of an administrative hearing. I don't know if this is the appropriate time to hear. We haven't heard, I think it's, as we have the burden of enforcement, we have our investigations before we hear defenses to the allegations. Haven't been supported. I know that this has come up before. I've heard this. I can also say for the record, I know this is a residential zone. There's nothing else permitted in a residential zone. Match anything like this to happen. Thank you. But I think it's incumbent on us with this letter having been provided to us, plus the personal knowledge. I thought that had enforcement passed on this hearing. I don't know if it's the appropriate time to hear from the respondents. I'll ask the attorney counsel to chime in on that. I think we might be putting the defendant's card for the question.
We have opened an investigation from matter that's on our agenda. It can be addressed in virtually anyway. And I don't think it's a problem with addressing the items on what has been added to the agenda. That's not certainly not an investigation of the type. Our zoning enforcement officer at this point. So until that actually happens, investigation done by Steve is really not applying something. This is something that's appeared as a complaint by a citizen who's added to the agenda. Someone's here to respond to it. I think that it's an appropriate time to hear it. And then we may take other action after that. There may be some of the things that you may be stating and say. We use against you, and it may clear up some of the questions that were raised as part of this. So, to the extent that this point is not necessary, we haven't charged with something or made a cease and desist order. I don't think that's at least appropriate. We can hear.
You also want to have the ability to ask questions with actual ourselves, but somebody to ask questions.
That's the problem. You ask somebody who's basically a respondent come in and clarify before we even have a position as to what, we've had some broad allegations. I've heard these allegations before, I addressed. I'd like to see it investigated thoroughly, possibly an administrative search warrant to check the premises. The allegations just on their face. Can't do this. It's not appropriate. So it's nothing that would apply. So I don't think there's any clarity at this point. body of water, we're listening to defense before we even know what the aspect of the allegation. That's my 2 cents.
I think that's a fair, sorry, I think that's a fair assessment, but I think in some of this, there is a process that if they were to apply for a special exception, which is something they could do in this zone, that would be something they could follow up on. We still have the enforcement procedure that take place, and that's something that's so different. As we can gather information, it's not a bad thing. Always go with the lockout.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I would never say that to you, John.
actually, some of so I don't know if there is and that's something, but just curious, what type of special exception do they offer?
I think there's certain things, and I haven't looked at everything that's happening there, but there are certain things that are listed in section 5. There's like there's swimming pools, there's animals, there's different things like that. Special things. I don't think necessarily covers everything, but there are some things that could be applied for, and I have to sort through simply that property. Sorry.
My opinion is that it's fair to hear, it's fair to hear from people in front of us. This is the first I've ever heard of it. I didn't even know this existed, quite honestly. And just like the Energy Commission, I think some of us 2 meetings ago, that was putting the cart before the horse as well. So they are under no obligation to answer any questions that we may ask. And they know that anything that they say can be used against them. So it's them answering their questions at their own peril if they so choose to answer questions. But I don't have a concern having a conversation about this and learning more about it.
Just for clarity, the information that you receive from the entities, they aren't owners of any property, they don't have use, and they aren't going to be subject to issue. Sure. They're applying for activity or use in the town that's regulated by a different industry, very different. So there is, I don't see any correlation there. That's completely apples and oranges. But yeah, it's just the point of how much clarity can you get from having first before we know what the accusation is. I don't think it's a good way to proceed, but that's a pretty good line.
Well, the accusation.
We didn't even read the only information, just look at all the information that's submitted. That's a good 3 or 4 pages of very fine script with Facebook, text messages. There's a lot more in here to see.
Can I ask a question? Yes. So is the point in getting this on our agenda tonight, because I heard rumblings that there might be an event this coming weekend at that facility. So is it the intent of us to potentially stop that event, whatever that event may be? Is that the intent to get it on the agenda tonight and come to some decision?
No, first off, I did not know about.
Well, I'm assuming, I've heard rumblings that there might be.
That's right, I'm not. So long. Well, again, but it's also, I don't know the basis of stuff for basically, I mean, I'm looking at this thing or wait test. So we have a matter here where we receive right and then what's happening here. We found that the facility was not permitted by the Oxford Town regs. We placed a cease and desist to stop activities. I mean, that's it, straight to 1, 2, 3, that process. There's nothing in terms of trying to stop events. It's a very logical type of process to go through that. So that's what we did. I did not know the owners were going to be part of the, until late that they were going to actually be here. But my whole goal and thing was, let's put this on the agenda and talk because again, I didn't want to wait 2 weeks for an email that was meant to expect me overnight this morning. We're all together, there's no reason why we couldn't have a conversation. I'll let you. So, for that matter, I would, my suggestion would be, let's talk about it amongst ourselves. What are our questions, Steve, in terms of what's happened? What are we looking at right here? And if the opportunity is right to ask an additional question to somebody, respond to them. So let's, why don't we focus on what we have in front of us, between us, talk about it and what we need. How's that?
I'm fine with that. That's different than having them present us. That's appropriate. So, I thought that you did we in fact issue a cease and desist?
Yes, we did.
All right, so then there is an open
So we issue that.
I did say.
Yeah, I mean, that changes a bunch of time, the respondents in an actual. So,
Are you saying you can't hear everything because of cease and desist?
there's a time and a place, you can't just show up.
I invited you.
They have 10 days, actually, under 8-12. So, they have a right to appeal to a hearing officer. There's a whole process.
Well, it's a 30-day, it says that you have.
12, 10 days.
I believe that's under this law. For the record.
Attorney McSherry is not intent.
I just want to say, for the record, I did speak to Mark in 2018. Had one complaint in the assessor's office. His stuff was registered, or we had a permit here. I called him, he came in. And no more complaints from anybody. I let it go. I figured it was done. Now we had an email, it's music. I don't know what took place, but this definitely exists up there on the works. And we do have several other uses like this in town. All Shriners property, shooting range up on 20 access is up there. It's an outdoor activity. However you guys want to do it or call it or whatever, we permitted those. There's other places too, I just don't have them, so. You know, I'm just kidding, guys. I thought, next year, I thought that because you're trying to, permit or do good at it, I thought that was like, well, I really did.
Yeah.
If not, then sorry.
Well, Mr. Schreiber has that farm, and that came before this commission back in the 90s. And there was and I wish we could find the documentation, but it was like a floating zone or something about that farm to allow all these events to be passed. All Pheasant shooting, the pig roast, all the other events that he has on a regular basis. Okay. Now we're talking here about a horse farm. And, if that's the case, however we did it for that, maybe for this, again, it's not. But we should look into it. Just saying it's not allowed in residential zone. Because other farms are in residential zone that we could allow events.
See, this is the problem proceeding this way. This isn't a farm. I'm seeing this as a large tent, a parking lot with about 70 cars in it. There's allegations, so that's why we need more from our, if you look in the picture that was taken from the drawing. Okay, at the top right, we'll see a number of corrals, the right rig being passed. I can have a horse, but then I can other illegal uses.
I think there's more than one horse here.
If you look below, there's actually large tent, there seems to be a stage here. Some more, a number of people, other stage type of. And then a large number of cars. This is not what you would call a horse farm. This is an open venue for hosting weddings, or to a wedding facility, as opposed to a horse farm. They started out by being a horse farm. See, and now we're just arguing about what the evidence actually is, which is the problem of proceeding this way. some clarity from first our zoning enforcement officers, lock down what the allegations are before we start arguing against ourselves, and we don't even know what the allegations are, and trying to apply regulations that may or may not exist to something that we don't know. So
What does he need to know about registration?
I need to know what they're doing, that this appears to be, I need maybe take a look at all this.
I did. I've talked to him several times. They do birthday parties. He's having one Saturday for a nephew or graduation party and stuff. More activities here. Like I said, I was talking in 2018 and it was going on then. So then a year ago, he had some plans scheduled, got canceled to COVID. Now he's got them coming.
You know, to make it-
I
I
had,
think we should get a complaint. They're saying that there's loud music playing.
well, I mean, why don't we ask them what they do?
I'd rather hear from the complainant first.
I don't know how to get in touch with him. I sent his email.
So that should have been done first to find out what the allegations are. Maybe go up there on the weekend when they're having parties and, you know, get some pictures about it. I can see here at least 70 cars, so I know that there's our traffic. now. This is backwards. Actually, this is a residential.
But they're not allowed to have any parties going forward, right? Because the cease and desist.
I don't know. I was their John's.
Make a note to just double check your regs.
It's in this national statute.
Is that Connecticut General Statute? Connecticut General Statute?
It's not in here.
Is it asking a question?
You just kind of frameworks there. They have 10 days to respond, that's the out, so there's a response. I gave you a cease and desist today where I'm actually stop. You have an opportunity to make an appeal, you have an opportunity. So it's just not automatic. And depending on how Steve's letter said, cease and desist letter, you may have a time framework there as well. Steve's letter say have a different time framework, statute. Please correct this in 30 days. Steve said, so that way you do it today.
Because we have a system, I think it's a very low basis of the complaint. I'd rather not know the basis of the complaint respondent, I'd rather know the actual complaint. Looking, I had the opportunity to stand this, it sounds like numerous weekends, large events.
It's like, let us 30 days.
But let's just do. So that creates a more extensive kind of statute laws. So that's not a good message. It's only, I think, no, I agree with that, because 30 days. But that gives an opportunity to take corrective action before being opposed to civil penalty, which could be extensive, for violations. So there is an opportunity for steps. Next 30 days, including making an application. And even if they made an application, qualified under rules, regulations, it may not be approved, or some of it may. So, you know, to John's point, which is a very good point, is that some of the stuff doesn't seem to fit. Some of the stuff may fit. You just don't know that as explained as part of the application. Even if we heard information tonight about the cease and desist, not going to remedy that situation by having it addressed. And part of my feeling that if you should hear from them is that they're here, they might get an opportunity to speak to it. It's not going to change what it is. I don't think they're going to box themselves into a corner. And I don't think they can place themselves in a corner. Eventually, you're going to have to hear something. Probably will be an application. Way to get on the other side of the system, they can have an application for what's happening and see what's allowed. Some things are allowed, I just don't know. It's again, it's interpretation. Commission that says, oh, this is how it's action. So. There's a time and liability of that. See, we get it. No, see it now. You don't know. That's what we can do. And if there is a time period, you don't. I didn't see the policy. So to answer your question, I don't think there's an exposure to the town or a zoning violation that we've taken an action on. But we can't conclude it because of the time frame responsible. Our time frame of 30 days extended that out beyond 10, like statutory. So that's fine.
We're having it's a reckless standard, so we're knowing how the enforcement officer sees, refuses or does not act with knowledge, then there could be potential.
I think he's taken his action. He received the complaint, right? He received the complaint today. He acted on the complaint today. If we're here at a meeting, we have presented the information to the commission. The folks who are subject to cease and desist are actually here. So we're doing everything we possibly can. Fashion the commission can. And
So you could have been more proactive.
I don't know what you can do more. Yeah, exactly. But they are technically they are here. Plaintiffs is here, so that's you know, 90 situation. That's probably sufficient. I know you like to see your area.
Can I just have a question? Absolutely. So if he were to go out there to investigate, what exactly is Steve investigating? I mean, we've got an allegation in front of us.
Well, I would like to find out if that's property, I like to property, I'd like to find out how big it is, how many people there. What kind of security it had, that, hold on, accidents after a party like this, I see it's under here with a post with a truck. Yeah, so I would like to find this information out.
And these are questions that seem to be asking them anyway. From us right now, I'm okay asking some of these questions. Start to,
You know, it's like this person is supposed to have a wedding. Hey, stop on this, what?
I think the key word is supposed to. But we don't know, and unfortunately, even if they are, our cease and desist isn't a individual. So I don't know if we can just, can't do something. If that's happening, and again, it's just from the language in there without.
That's true, that's the window.
I'd be hard pressed to get a judge to agree with actually give days to correct whatever it is.
But he should be pre-warned that after his 30 days, it's not party for wedding or book anything until that time.
I would think that there is a process available to try to correct the issue. One of the things that may be making an application to the commission, still, I don't think we're going to get an approval in 30 days. It's just not going to happen. It's unlikely. And there's issues that need to address. That can the activity continue, and then you peril on the property. That's what happens after 30 days. And the peril is that fines can apply and you do that at risk. I don't know the exact extent of what happens at the property. No one here actually does, except you guys. And we issued a cease and desist because it looked like it was a complaint, and a lot of things were happening there that were outside the scope of any approval for that property. So until you have that approval, then what happens after 30 days, when the cease and desist sometime in July, then that's not a good peril. Fines can apply. Things like that.
Yes. How many horses do you have?
15.
Can I ask a question? Absolutely. How many events do you have scheduled?
Excuse me, for the next year, should we stay or remain? Oh, okay, for the next year, we do have one this weekend, the 19th.
Weddings.
How many weddings?
Or just events.
Yeah, we have a birthday party for our his second mother, like, there's one about, like, we have two
Weddings
weddings,
for events.
Weddings.
Here's 5 events.
but they're birthday parties as well.
And are you registered online? Do you have a website
We
online?
do. We do not have a website. We have a Facebook page. Just to clarify everything, to give you a summary, we're by no means a business, we have a full-time job. We usually do 2 or 3 a year, the most, just as a helping people out. What you see in the photo, there's 2 tent rentals there. There's a pond that we've had for 20-something years on our property. And the cars that are parked in that field, that's our main field. Like, we didn't modify anything to have these events. One person came to us, part of our family, it's like, we want to have a wedding here, you have, perfect kind of land, we have a lot of land,
How long have you been doing this?
maybe 4 or 5 years.
You've had some pretty big events that I've heard.
They're anywhere between 100 to 180.
So at least 70 or 80 cars.
That's probably about 100 at that wedding we had this past
I
Saturday.
figured 2 people with cars, you're going,
Was that?
2 people with cars, you're going to the wedding.
No, the guests were about 100 to 120.
Some of the cars belong to the staff. So there's
How much,
caterers.
so you have a staff and caterers?
We don't, but there's obviously this is a big, it's a big operation. So there's caterers, there's DJs, there's photographers. Sometimes there's photo booth gentlemen, if they bring a photo booth.
They're all hired by, we have a contract, we require them to get what's called event insurance, which covers, any kind of life, anything that
Covers
happens.
48-hour time period, so the day before for setup, the day of, and a little bit of time
Can you explain
afterwards.
to the members of the commission what event insurance is, what you need it for specifically? Why your homeowner's insurance wouldn't cover it, or your horse farm insurance cover it?
So the reason why we get the event insurance is because this is our home. It is not, it's not the Villa Beyond. So because we live here, we have a lot of exposure. So the reason why the event insurance is a must for these people is because I am listed as additionally insured. So in the case or in the event that there is an issue, their insurance is primary, my insurance is secondary.
And that would cover intoxication accidents.
Intoxicate, yeah, so basically there's a rider on there for a host liquor license, I believe, is what it's called. Sometimes the bartender service that is hired will host that license, and the person who takes the, or books the event doesn't have to pay for it on their insurance. We use a company out of California, it's called Wedsure. That's all they do, is events. Wedsure, WEDSURE, that's all they do.
What bartender service do you?
It's all different, it depends on what the person wants. We have a wedding this week, the Saturday. David M. Grant, Shelton is catering, he's doing full service, he's gonna do bar service as well as the food. And you brought up a point, Mr. DeBrusk, that, do we cook on them? No, there's no cooking on them. It's all catered, everything's catered or food trucks, depending on what they would like to bring in. Again, it's up to the people that,
So it's like aquaturf, it's a catering, but without the actual restaurant, you bring the food in.
You bring the food in.
But
Does
it's all
aquaturf-
catered there,
They make their food though, no?
yeah, but it's, you have the event there.
Yes, it's a place to have events. Our fate lies in. You know what, I had a few conversations with Steve today because we have I believe that this Saturday, it sounds like there's really nothing that can be done about if we have this event or not because of the cease and desist and timing of it. But one of my biggest concerns is there's a wedding, one little wedding that we have this year. We do have a lot of stuff. Well, we have 5 events, but they're parties. My next door neighbor across the street is throwing a 70th birthday party for her mother. I feel like this event that we had this past weekend has been blown way out of proportion.
Why is that? What event did you have this week?
We had a wedding.
Those
That's
are
what you're
those
reading.
are-
Yeah,
So
that's-
you did have a DJ.
Absolutely, and the cutoff was 10 o'clock, and what happened at 10 o'clock was the wedding completely ended. And what will never happen again is the DJs continue to play the music lowered it, but they continued to play the music while we broke it down. They were breaking down the DJ stand, we were breaking down tables, but 10 o'clock it ends, every single one. And
Who lives next door to you? Is it
Other
also, both sides? Are they, also catering events or just residential homes next to you?
no, it's residential homes.
We have 40 acres, so there's a big.
Yeah, there's not a house with
700?
within the, where we have, so basically where we have our house and where we have the events is in the center of the property. We have 1,600 feet of frontage and 1,700 feet of depth. And the neighbors go beyond that, obviously.
How do you think they find out about it? It's just,
How they find out
there's
about-
people that made a complaint twice.
Oh, there's noise, for sure. But I didn't think we were not allowed to make noise, I mean, especially for 10, I know there's a decibel level. You know what, the bottom line is, you know, Steve brought up a point, 3 years ago, this came to the table. And he gave me a call on October 16, 2018. I was in his office within 15 minutes. And I was unaware of the permitting that was needed. So I'm here, let's do it. So we talked about what needed to be done, and the first thing he says is, you gotta go talk to the tax collector. So you come first, absolutely. So we did, and we went to the tax collector's office, and they said, well, you need to do the personal property declaration. I said, okay, so they walked me through it. We went over exactly how it's gonna be filled out. 2 weeks later, and then I went back to Mr. McCary's office, and he says, well, we're not really sure how we're gonna handle this yet. But yeah, we'll figure it out, we'll let you know.
So let me just stop you. So you went to the tax office. Basically, you wanted to register business or.
Correct. And I did. So
Because
we
you're
registered in
registered
2018 as a wedding bank, paying taxes since.
So you pay taxes as a wedding,
Again, it's right here.
Well, I don't know,
but
if
you're not,
it's wedding venue, I think it's just the items we use, they wanted to know.
They wanted to know what's taxable on the property. So I mean, obviously,
What is
he says
that?
because you're,
what is it? What is tax bond?
whatever that we have that's,
The
that we
gazebos or.
No, we rental.
And that was where I had a lot of questions because, you know, again, there was a Facebook page and they're looking at pictures going, you know, there's tents and there's this and everything we have there's rent here, everybody's brought in. So essentially, you know, the only thing they said, well, now that this is a business, I believe it was Teresa at the time, I'm not really sure who it was, but she says, now that this is a business, whatever you use for landscaping and keeping up your yard is taxable. And whatever, I mean, if you want to tax me on my wheelbarrow that I own for 25 years, what have you, I mean, so we put it down. I do obviously have agricultural equipment, and we make 1,700 bales a year. So it is a working fund first. And like Tammy pointed out, I mean, we have great property. You know, you'll see, you're all invited to come. I mean, it's a beautiful place. And we have a good time. And
Do your neighbors have a good time?
absolutely.
Ones that make a complaint?
I don't even know who that is, and obviously not. And, you know, this is why I want to rectify that, but, you know, ultimately, up until yesterday, I truly believed that we were in compliance, and the reason I believe that.
Well, let me stop you right. What were you in compliance? With? Tell us a provision of the regulations that apply in residential zone.
I can't, I'm not you, I can't tell you what, I don't.
No, but you're telling me you believe you're in compliance.
Because we went to the town.
I did.
We're paying taxes on stuff, we kind of thought,
What were you in compliance? Yeah, that's my question. If you believe you're in compliance with the zoning regulations,
Correct.
then you must have an idea of what zoning regulations were that you.
Shame on me. Honestly, I did what I was told to do, and a couple weeks later, I received a bill with the tax, that, you know, I pay it, and then I never heard another thing, so I said, this is it. You know, I mean, this is, you know, Mercedes' plan is in my head. So essentially, like I said, what am I in compliance of? I thought I was in compliance of that.
we're not a business, we just are having a couple weddings at our house a couple times a year, sharing our property with people. We don't advertise, we don't,
When you share something, don't charge. So
we
you're
have to
not-
charge for it.
You're
You're
not-
correct, I got you.
That's not acceptable. It's sharing means that it's just.
No, I got you.
You're charging.
I said,
Said catering. Right? You're paying taxes on the property and on the equipment that you use. That's not sharing. That's a catering business. Right? It's not a church operation, right? Or,
No.
which you can get a special exception. Of course.
This is the hardest one. I don't know if you've ever. No, I cannot, I am sorry, I've been never been this frustrated in my life, and I apologize. I don't think it's gonna help, I don't know what is going on here. This is ridiculous, I'm losing my mind.
Can you take a look at these and just verify these are pictures of your property?
Absolutely.
It's your field and all these cars. This is the wedding, it's the last weekend. This is a large tent. What's this over here?
This is, it's a pavilion that we made, so basically it's just poles, and it's got a roof covering it, and there's a bar.
So that's all, and that's taxable. All right, and for the record, that shows on the second page, when we get your piece of property on the
Yes.
Calcium Hill Farm concert venue. What's your name again?
Mark Delory.
That's a picture of the Facebook page for the concert venue.
yeah, I don't know what you got.
So
That's not on there.
I'm not a Facebooker.
It says, I just pulled it up and I took a picture. I don't know where you got that from. This is what ours says. It says performance and event plan.
performance and event, so that's not.
Well, that's what Facebook gives you certain things.
They put categories.
So that was people just saying, we've never had a concert.
And the second page now that I showed, this is the second page of our packet. The top picture is a picture with your
This is
field
the 2-acre hay field, it's 225 feet solar panels.
now being used as a parking lot, probably.
And you can see the capacity of the field.
You can put a lot more cars.
Oh, for sure. And now that field is not even visible from the road. This is the thing. Short of, a couple details at the end of the driveway, the sign that says wedding on the alley, nobody would even know that it was up.
Were you aware of the accident that occurred?
I wasn't even aware afterwards, yes.
And that was a destination property?
It was at the property, not comfortable my wedding. So I did, after I was made aware of it, I went to find out who it was, and I told the person. And I called, and I'm like,
Was he drinking anything there?
yeah, yes, it was. Well,
How many police officers did you have?
I did that,
How many security staff?
0,
And how many bartenders?
2,
And you were serving alcohol until 10 o'clock?
yes,
And the music was playing until after.
and 20.
And so you've got 5 events scheduled. You don't have these events in the middle of,
No,
it's just in the summer.
No, it's the fall too.
So.
this was our first event that we had this past Saturday. We
Never
never
shut down because of COVID.
Correct, we did have a couple last year though, once they loosened the restrictions, so it was in the fall, we had one in September.
All right. Okay, I just say that, forgot to go on to Google Earth and look at this property, see how extensive this doesn't give you any idea.
You're not, there's a huge horse farm.
Yeah.
There's about 10 acres that you see there.
I know. Okay, he's a farmer.
Yeah.
Just because he's a farmer doesn't mean it's at a concert venue. I would be very upset first. You seem like the nicest people. I feel the same. I really wouldn't want to live next door to you, because it's a residential zone. Should the people that bought this place, that bought the property next to you, want to live quiet, and they don't want to be listening to ride a horse or a cowboy or whatever. Till 10:20 at night, I'd be livid if I could hear it. I would be completely livid. So, just because you're a farm does not mean that you're entitled to everything else. That's not a farm, that's a concert venue, that's a wedding venue. The fact that it's being held on a farm think there's no consequence, nothing in the regs that say, if you're allowed to do a farm, you can do whatever else you can fit on the farm. There's a lot of big parcels of land that that's just because it's big parcels with their title. You do seem like nice people, but I gotta tell you, I don't think it's appropriate. I'll listen to whatever you have to say.
My biggest concern, and the reason why I called Steve several times today, and I is because we have one more wedding in July 31st of this year, scheduled from last year. This is the third time it's been scheduled. So they were supposed to get married last year. It's a couple from Sheldon. She's a school teacher from Sheldon, North July. Regardless, she's from Long Island. Last year they had scheduled during COVID at the wedding in Long Island. Majority. Canceled. Rescheduled till July 31st of this year in the venue in Long Island. They obviously have different restrictions. I think a couple months ago decided to make a decision saying we're going to cap you at this amount. I don't know what their original amount was. And they said, we can't do that. We want to have the wedding that we want to have. So they started looking at other options. They found us, scheduled with us. And since 4:30 yesterday afternoon, when we called you, I'm trying to come up with a way to call them and say, I know you scheduled this wedding 3 times, but you can't do it. Which, I mean, we're open up. I know that this is nothing to do. I'm not trying to play the COVID card. I'm just trying to play the human being card.
I mean, I don't want to say that, but if you do a temporary just with one, I would suggest you get top.
Okay.
If you're serving, this is me talking as a member of the commission. You got all these people who are serving needs these. But I think they could probably, we have to have a heart.
Honestly, this is the biggest, I know this is black and white for you guys, but this is why I'm here.
Well, it's black and white. The broad outline is white. You can't show that. That's not.
Mr. Wright, so you want to do temporary use permit for a period of 30 days?
I shouldn't be using it, but
No, that's,
yeah, maybe
We've done it in the past.
maybe we can talk to, sit down and talk.
okay, guys, somebody comes down.
Yeah.
I think, I say, that from listening to the discussion, some things that Vice Chairman Curran raised, there are issues that need to be addressed, things that you are concerned about as the property owners, making sure the music stops at a certain time.
Absolutely.
And protecting yourself. I mean, it's perfectly okay to get an event insurance. Many municipalities require event insurance, and that does cover you under things like, and I think about this, John, the cram shop stuff. It does cover you under that, so there is that protection. And being named as additional insured doesn't stop you from being named as defendant. It's sort of protection.
And there's layers of that. I mean, we're all aware. I mean, walking out of here, there's layers. You know what I mean? We do what we can to protect ourselves as best we can.
So there's a cease and desist that's gonna go into effect. There's a wedding that's already scheduled. You have to have a little bit of compassion. But I think you need to consider that. And read between the lines, what I'm saying. July thing, maybe. You're gonna have the cease and desist. I think you're gonna have to change the business model. That would be my suggestion, but I don't know how much more we should talk about that.
Yeah, we're all set up. Sorry, I'm going to give you a call tomorrow.
Yeah, I think you can clarify that or clarify with outside of this form, exact, Tammy and Mark. Yeah, you'll have those conversations tomorrow outside of this, yes, so that's all.
If you don't want us to have weddings after this, we'll shut it down.
Yeah,
We'll do the right permits.
The cease and desist order is still in effect.
You have a busy day tomorrow, Mark?
Mark will make-
This
he'll make
is
time.
priority. So I understand that, I know.
We'll have-
You didn't get something today, so.
No, but this is my priority. So I'll be
I'm
down
here
here
tomorrow
tomorrow
night.
night.
Work with me, 8:45, I'll be in the office. Okay, what, do I come right in the house? All right. Have you got it in half hour? Sure. I got it.
Thank you pretty much. All right, so we're all ready here. Did anybody else
Brett, do you have any questions? Or we have-
I don't think so. Keith, did you have any other questions? Dan, did you have any other questions?
No, nothing here, Dave.
Great, thanks.
So were we gonna let you address
Good there?
I don't know.
Never addressed, answer questions then. Exactly, someone has some questions. All right, so very good, so you're gonna, so kind of pick up what we needed right now, so you're gonna have a follow-up conversation tomorrow and report back to the commission what the outcome of that conversation was.
So I'll see you tomorrow.
Sure, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I almost have to adjourn. Just like. Minutes.
I move to approve the minutes of July 4th, 2021 as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I move to approve the regular meeting minutes from 5/18/2021 as presented.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Got it, very good, thanks. Invoices, none, and then other business, we have down here. First off, Sherry, could you, are there any updates on any of those, outstanding things to kind of talk back?
The only thing I really update on is the fellow states, I'm going to prepare a motion for the selectmen to address it and forward that over to selectmen council so that they can move it on this. And yeah, I think somehow circularly got back to me. So it's back to me. So I will we need to act on, so it's back to us, and we can act.
You just got to learn how to duck.
That's true.
I think that the property is for sale. Anybody? That road, still?
It is for sale.
It is for sale, yes.
Someone wants to buy a little house before they gather from 3 years, all the deeds are already made to the power company, sidewalks, town, easements, everything's all set, as the guy was coming.
We actually accepted that road.
Yeah, so I don't know, I don't think that's a legal thing, so I don't know.
One of these things that happen. So in order to do those 5 things, there has to be an act, and then, once we do all that, then the bond. starts.
Are we gonna get some kind of insurance? We're not gonna turn around and put in security or something?
There's no assurance.
Well, there is insurance that we keep
I don't return the road.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, my discussions with, Bill Taggart, who's the council, they don't have. So she, I say,
Great if you wanted to build that. Bring us up, we'll go house, right? Hi, Dan.
and the only other thing that I feel like we heard last time, filed notice of landmark stuff. We're also going to publish it like a, so that it gets published, but I very important that we, I think, record it. Because there it is, because the minute we publish it, it's done. But recording is very published. So we'll do both of those things.
Thank you very much. In your meeting packet, I sent out the planning and zoning policies and procedures. We talked about that at the last meeting. He pointed out that there was actually a later version, which had a couple of tweaks to the 1996 version that we talked about a couple weeks ago. So the 2016 version is in the packet. That's the most current one that's on here. That's what we're looking for some comments on to kind of come back and see what needs to be updated. And then we put something on time in place.
Just a couple of things that I thought of. I think it would be important that I could share this with everyone. A suggestion for just a little preamble, saying what we do as a planning and zoning commission. Nothing too complicated, just something short. So someone reading, why do we have these policies? Here's why. And then the second thing was in there's a discussion about. It sounds like almost like a pre-application process. There's a statute that actually allows an applicant to come in and talk to you, also if we put a file in, take your temperature, that's 7-159B. Maybe we should reference that in there as part of our process. That the applicant can maybe say, what do you guys think about this structure? Then we can have a discussion when they start spending money on it. They give your thoughts on it, and there's no binding effect on the commission until they come in for an application. So it might be good to reference that in as we start putting things together. It might be good to have that step out. A couple of thoughts back.
Not mistaken, that's for three commissioners for that. Well, the applicant.
Numerous pre-applications.
Yeah.
It's a permitted.
Right.
In fact, the title is actually encouraged.
Yeah, actually, we did that a couple months ago. Right.
Yeah, it
So
says all
you should constantly require a pretty chair. Okay, I'm open to ideas that'll make it more efficient for us and easier for us. So if there's ways to put that in there.
Another good idea with that is the seminars that we have, just use the book 4 times a year, it should be mandatory. Commissioners are just coming out to attend these seminars because they learn quite a bit, you know. We learn how to read records, we learn playing graphs. It's fantastic as far as I'm saying.
Are there some other kind of thing you just pick up?
No, exactly, no, definitely, it's not, it doesn't happen in 2 years either. So, oh, no.
Can we legally make that a requirement?
I don't know if we can legally, but I think we can definitely strongly encourage.
Yeah, maybe.
Pay the,
Well, we do, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like doing something like that, they're gonna have a seminar, showing you guys something important, talking about when they first sit down. So how many times did you go in there, sit down? You don't know what to talk about.
I mean, one of the prime examples back in the day, and this is of course anecdotal. There was an elected commissioner. There was an elected position who attended one meeting. And at that time, it was 6-year terms, never came to another meeting. There's an ordinance for that, actually.
Yeah, there actually is, I read about that, yeah, I read that.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it's from.
Yeah, but there's nothing, no references in terms of the policies that they were talking about. But you know what it did have though? It did have the language for a preamble that term shows. So exactly, so I think we already have. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, we still on policies?
Yeah, we'll bring stuff back. Okay, yeah, yeah, so basically, you folks, you just don't put it.
The only other thing I noticed too is that I think still with the water regulations, we're not really catching up with methods. And I'll take a hit, I'll take whatever hit you guys have for this, but things like calling by telephone.
Yeah.
And trying to get me on my telephone at any given time, right? So I think adding things in so there's verification about emailing, right, and understanding about how that.
The original ones that had, by Snowman.
Even Zoom, right? You're clearly
But that was still like.
utilizing the technology that's available, but you know, we're not really catching up on policies.
Right, send somebody out with their horse.
Mail, I just half that just junk and goes right in anyway, anything important for my email. So I think it'd be important to try to start encouraging that sort of.
I think there's, you know, when you get a draft of stuff you're looking at, things are a little different.
Just a little bit, actually. You know, the commissioner, but really brought up is about starting with marijuana. What regulations start sending marijuana, if it's gonna be here. We'll get on top of it.
That was mine.
Yeah,
Before we hit that, marching orders for the policies and procedures. Any other ideas, comments, feedback, please put them into a quick note to Jess and I over the next 2 weeks. That would be wonderful. There's some great stuff you put down here to start working in. If you notice, Jess has a big smile on her face, it's near and dear to her heart. So, you know, that's something we can work towards, that'd be great, and, this is from there. Now, in deference to Mr. Secretary, since he told me he wanted to talk about it first, I will turn to Mr. Coach.
Considering what's going on at Hartford, I think we should expeditiously get something added into our regulations concerning marijuana dispensaries.
Medical
Recreational, both. Just to give you a little, again, anecdotally, where my beach house is up in Massachusetts, was one of the first 2 recreational dispensaries open. And either beach, that's your beach, no, that's that town. Yeah, I'm sorry. My grandma may not be good tonight. And the traffic causes, the clientele that gets brought in from a much larger area than the immediate area, because they live in it. Massachusetts started having it too. Springfield, somewhere. 2 opposite ends of the state. The only part that got the province. So
It probably would be a good idea to start looking at it. And turning to Sherry, the state is gonna be, I think everything's gonna be a little bit different. Yeah, Massachusetts is unique, like Colorado, it's a legal business. So, you know, there's only so much regulation, so, you know,
obviously, you know, I think that the same way we do have regulations on weed.
yeah, but that all comes from the liquor commission, so.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yes. We're kind of fighting in the dark because we don't know what type. It's a good idea, I think we should start.
We should start thinking about it, now, they may approve it tonight.
Can I ask a favor from?
One of the can you pick a few towns in Massachusetts? Seeking for maybe specific regulations around it, and all those, so we can look at that as a guide for the commission. Kind of almost just like a starting point. And it's not to say that's what we're gonna do. But at least,
So there's medical dispensaries, which are regulated, you have to, but if it becomes recreational.
Oh, I see.
It's like, yes, exactly, it can be regulated and they can, restrictions like Massachusetts, I think, the state. They put restrictions on where these dispensaries can be for recreational use. Colorado.
And the county later, on top of those,
That's what I like, that's what I would like.
The towns were picked by the state.
Yeah.
Here, okay, then you can open up using company too. You can grow and everything else. That's a separate issue. Manufacturer is a separate issue.
For selling, 500 foot from school, 500 foot from, anything.
I'll get you.
And just curious to see what they do at the town level, that we can start, you know, kind of batting around, not bringing the stuff that are in their minds.
Because we look at this, what,
Not to be negative, but prospects in the process of adopting the regulation that this is, you can't sell marijuana. So they've taken that approach, so that's part of the approach that you can take, should consider, and at least they started down that road to be ahead of what legislature may or may not do.
And you pass the ordinance. And unless the legislature comes in and says you can't do that. Oh, and so maybe,
then might be a way to think about writing a,
right, let's just go and copy Prosper.
That's, yeah, I just didn't want to say that.
I'm sure they're copying some.
They did.
That's what lawyers do. There hasn't been an original brief. 300 years.
That's why we cite all those cases.
And you good?
Yeah, the only other thing, well, no, that's good, yeah.
Okay, the other part here, just throwing it out there, I haven't done any preparation or read anything or not. Brett also brought up the same point to the charter town. It's HB 6107, which just passed in the state, and basically, this is from a press, the old state zoning laws charter protect the character of the local neighborhood and prevent overcrowding and control with this bill. The new law requires that zoning regulations, among other provisions, be designed to address disparities in housing needs and access to educational and occupational opportunities. It also requires zoning regulations to provide for, rather than merely encourage, require the development of housing opportunities for all residents of the town, including opportunities for multi-family dwellings. The law was signed June 10th and went into effect 18th. I don't know what that means in terms of we have to tweak or do something proactively or not. I don't know if there's going to be pushback on this, where we really want to be the leader in doing something as opposed to a fast follower or something like that. But I just wanted to throw it out there for us to know what's going on.
What's that? I started analyzing or reading it, and there's an opt-in provision. So it doesn't apply unless we apply to the town. So we would have to opt in, and there's a financial incentive. Right. So it doesn't apply automatically. As it stands now, whether they not has to make the decision. Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that bill? 6107. And it passed.
So there's yeah, so we would have to make it apply to the town, the board of selectmen would have to accept certain conditions and get certain benefits from state. In terms of giving education, budget, it's a couple of, there's some incentives that they're trying. So, but it's not mandatory, it doesn't affect us, we have to sign up.
Yeah, I think I have all the stuff you did last time. You remember talking about it, we're jumping ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
So, yeah, so my point of bringing this up here, I just wanted to make sure that we were thinking about it, we knew what was going on in current events. I did not know about that, I had to opt in again, very right now in the beginning. So, you reference this, research this, all have a good idea. Okay. That would be great, we can kind of get a summation. Now, when are you prepared to do something, you have to do something, but I'm also worried about, I don't know if I want to be the first person, so. Go from there. And then it's a selective.
And I would request that the chairman reach out to the or select some temple churches for about this. Might be something to be proactive on. That would be my request.
That's very okay. Happy to do that. I think on this or no, it's okay. Is there any other questions on this particular?
So just for my share, I got a call from a guy who wants to do a solar farm on private property. Big huge panels. He's got to get second council. Does he have to come to us for anything?
I
don't know. He's asking me. I go on. I don't know. I gotta find out. It's preliminary, you know. He's got the.
That's the kind of thing. I don't take this
I
the wrong
can't-
way. You can't tell them.
I didn't. I have no idea. I bet
I don't know. Under the siting council, they have exceptions that put it back into our control if it's under a certain megawatt.
Yeah.
So if you have if you've got like got a big piece of property, you want to build a dam and generate power, under a certain 8 megawatts. Local control, we retain local control. So this might be something, it's got to.
That's what I said. I had no idea. He said, he called me. I had no
File package, so we put the solar panel, but on the. Seven on
Off of Rick Street, yes, the old area that we built there.
This property goes, between Christian Street and Lark.
Right over.
I mean, it's not so much property. It's that, I don't know. But versus he did send a plans to go like through our culture. So now he wants to, it's just a few documents.
No, we never got the full.
Well, whatever it was, I said, you need documents.
And there's a this.
renew it when it came up for expiration.
Right, whatever it was.
So we still didn't feel that. Why?
To the shoulder.
Yeah, that would put it right next to, the one that's having a problem, so Canterbury Estates.
Yeah, there we go.
They could get right, yeah, wait,
Does anybody else have anything to bring up for the business? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion made, second from Josh, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. Motion carries. Dan, thank you very much.
Bye, Dan.
Take care.
Come back from the Cape someday.
All right, take care.
All right, bye.
Hey, everybody, I sent you out a note the other day yesterday.
Are we all?